It's around the time that college graduations are starting to approach, so I thought it could be a little bit useful to sort of reflect on what I've learned, as it's almost approaching the 1-year mark since I graduated from UCSD, or almost the 1-year mark. And what better way than to film around random spots in Seattle? I'm sitting at the base of the Space Needle to tell you to make a budget. So you can use fancy budgeting apps, or you can do it old school like me and just use like a spreadsheet like Microsoft Excel or Google Spreadsheets, but it just really helps. It also really just helps with paying back your student loans because you can sort of track how much you're spending per month and then seeing how much you can actually contribute to pay back your student loans. So I have student loans and it's been really helpful for just being able to see how much I can actually contribute. Regardless of your compensation, tracking to see where your money goes and sort of planning where you're going to spend that kind of money, it's just overall really useful to sort of reveal some areas you're spending a little too much money, or where you could save some money, or I don't know, maybe where you even need to spend more money. And you know I'm a big data guy. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it.
And it turns out I spend a lot of money on pastries. Like a lot. But how could you not? Speaking of which...
Can I get one of the oatmeal raisin, please? So I'm at the Amazon Spheres now, and my next piece of advice is to get all of your recurring charges planned out. So that includes like rent, utilities like electricity, water, garbage, gas, as well as like health insurance, car insurance, phone bill. So you can add these to your budget just so you know when they're due and how much, and also like tracking these recurring charges will see or show you if maybe you have like a water leak, if your water bill suddenly went up, or if you're like leaving lights on because your electric bill is too high. So it just kind of goes back to that first point of making and maintaining a budget. So when you're no longer a college student and you know, somewhat of an adult, there's a lot of like recurring charges that are really, really annoying. So just planning those out and making sure you're hitting all of those. The next thing is planning meals. So when you graduate, you're probably not gonna be going to dining halls or ordering Uber Eats or just ordering food for every meal. So having a couple like staple meals or staple foods that you eat either every day, every week, is just gonna make things a lot easier and a lot cheaper. That way, when you go to the grocery store, you already have sort of an idea in the back of your mind what you kind of need.
For me, those staple foods are eggs and spinach in the morning, protein powder, you know, for those good gains, fish, rice, broccoli, as well as red lentil pasta, you know, the occasional sweet snack now and again. Also, as a side note, I'm in this Amazon Go grocery store right now, and there's literally no cashiers, and the entire ceiling is computer vision cameras, and you can just take things off the shelf and just walk out. It's so cool. Like, I took 4 bananas and knew exactly which bananas, the non-organic bananas, and how many of each I took. And you could just immediately put it in your backpack and just walk out of the store, and it charges your Amazon account. Complete tangent, but really cool.
If you're moving somewhere where you didn't go to college, it can feel pretty hard to meet new people.
Michael's subconscious here while he's eating, so in the case that you move to a new place where you didn't go to college, it's good to look for meetup groups around the city for stuff you like to do, whether that's hiking, fishing, playing video games, or just eating good food.
And if you are moving to a new area, I suggest you look for roommates that are local to the area or the city, because you'll kind of immediately get like new friends, and then since they know the area, they can kind of introduce you to other people, as well as just good places to go to eat, to work out, good bars to go to, and stuff like that. So another thing you should do is try to keep up with the people you actually went to college with. It's unrealistic that you're gonna remain close with everyone that you were friends with in college, but every now and again, it's nice to just check in, and that'll help you maintain those relationships. And strong interpersonal relationships have been shown to actually increase happiness, so it's good for both the other person and your own mental health. After you graduate college, it's likely that you're not gonna be as active, or you're just gonna be more sedentary because you're not gonna be walking to classes, and you might just have a job where you're just sitting down a lot of the time. Also, after graduating college, it's likely that you'll have just less free time in general to exercise. So, for example, for me, now that I'm working full-time, I can really only exercise either at like 6 a.m., so before work, which is definitely not gonna happen, or after work at like 5 p.m., and I'm already sort of tired after work anyway. So I felt like during college, I could always find time to sort of carve out in between classes, some time to exercise, whereas
Now that I'm working, it's a little bit harder. It reminds me, about time to work out.
So honestly, it's vital to just stay healthy and find a rhythm that works for you. And also just not spending money on ordering food to the office or going to the vending machine will help you just stay fit and also just save money in general.
And the last thing is to keep up with your hobbies. So it's easy as a new grad to just hit the ground sprinting and just wanting to keep work nonstop, but in order to remain and stay in a healthy mental state, it's important to keep doing things that you like to do or just find new things you like to do. And that can be as simple as playing some sweet ping pong with the boys,
or just simply making YouTube videos. That's all from me. I hope I give you some tangible things that you can start to do or start to think of doing after you graduate college, or right now if you're graduating college when you're watching it. Hopefully you found it useful. Just a little bit of, a little bit of advice that I've learned to do so far. Let me know if you like the random shots of me just talking in random places in Seattle. It was pretty fun to just go to different places and film 2 sentences and then go somewhere else. So if you like that, maybe I'll do it again. My name is Michael. We do bad British accents at the end of every video. Check out one of my past videos and my past self would thank you dearly. Check out one of my future videos and my future self would also thank you dearly. We make college advice, career advice, computer science, and tech content on this channel. If any of that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing. Like this video if you actually do like it. Comment down below any suggestions for future videos you might have. That's all from me. Hopefully, I'll see you in another one. Bye-bye.